You know, everybody, they keep saying that, and somehow it doesn't make it feel any better. My advice to you, take the money and pretend like this conversation never happened. You are not a good person, Joy. And I hope I never see you again.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for an all new episode recap of today's Days of Our Lives, January 6, 2025. So we see the aftermath of what happened with Chanel and Joy, right? Thinking that we're going to see a big face done, you know, some slapping here and there, but that didn't happen. Chanel was just basically direct with her saying like, you know, I thought we were friends. I showed you around. I was really hospitable to you. You know, why you just lied to my face for months and months and months, like even after the fact that you got cast on the show and you knew that we were married and all of that, right? You ruined my marriage. You ruined my life, basically. So Joy said that she didn't really set out for all of this. She really feels bad for it, but again, in her defense, she was saying that she didn't ask Chanel to befriend her. She didn't ask her, you know, to show around, you know, all of that. So Chanel is saying, you know, that's beside the point. And if you know, if this is who you truly are, then you are definitely not worth being a friend to me and all of that, right? So Joy ended up telling her that EJ tried to pay her, bribe her to get out of town to keep this secret. And she said, really? Like EJ really did this? And she said, you know, he didn't know at first. So she said, stop lying to me. And honestly, I think you need to take it and really get out of town. Because honestly, you know, I would hope not to see you again. Because if this is truly you, like, this is your character, like, I don't want to have nothing to do with you, right? So that's when she stormed off. So Leo comes in for work because he, you know, sees the new column that, you know, the fake lady whistleblower put out. So he's back on the set to really just find some inspiration to, you know, write some new storylines. And he saw Johnny, so he's surprised to see him, but he still runs something by him to have some new storylines with Chanel's and Joy's respective characters. So he said, I don't think that's really go for a while. So Leo said, what happened? So he's like, you know, it's because of me. And he tells Leo, the gossip queen himself, you know, what truly happened. And he said, you slept with Joy? So he said, it's not like that. We didn't really go all the way. And now Chanel is furious, and I don't think Chanel is gonna forgive me. So Leo, just like everybody else so far, is saying that, you know, but is that really cheating? Like, you know, you didn't go all the way, you know, Chanel, you just need to give Chanel some time, and, you know, she will cool off. But, you know, you guys are meant to be and all that. So he was giving him some pep talk, and he's sorry about what happened. I mean, it's all cheating at the end of the day, but I feel as if I probably am devil's advocate here, but I feel like as if Chanel just needed time to cool off and really just work through this thing, because Johnny did not go all the way, not condoning what he did, because he should have just went the other way as a married man, but he didn't go all the way and sleep with her and all that. Things like this can be resolved, can be worked out through counseling. You know, this is not worth throwing the marriage away. You know, not to say that Chanel shouldn't be angry, but, you know, I don't think this should, you know, be this last straw to the marriage. What do you guys think? So Chanel comes into the set, and Johnny's happy to see her. He's asking her what's up. So she blatantly tells him that, look, I quit. I don't want to work here no more. So that was it really between them. So Leo meets up with Joy in the square, and he wants to tell her that he has some pink papers for her regarding the storylines to write her out for a bit because of the tension between her and Chanel. So he told Joy that he found out from Johnny what happened, and, you know, at this point, Joy just abruptly leaves, and then he sees Javi, and, you know, that's always an awkward run-in as well. So Belle was on the phone with EJ. EJ, of course, don't want to hear nothing from her because he feels as if, you know, she just was lying and playing in his face and all of that. Don't mind me, guys. My sweet potatoes are in the oven beeping. Sorry. But yes, Belle was on the phone saying that it wasn't like that. She was trying to really soften the blow earlier at the party, but, you know, because of, you know, interruptions, it never worked out. So she said, listen to me, you're EJ Demir, you're resilient, you will bounce back from this. and it's just in the good interest of this town of Salem. So he said, yeah, it's not really you I have a beef with. I have a beef with the commissioner and the mayor for really plotting against me, for betraying me like that, right? So she said that everything will, ease out soon, right? So EJ was actually on his way down to the tunnels to give Rafe some breakfast. Rafe is still tied up at the moment, and he said that, I know you've been down here famished, I bought you some breakfast. Of course, Rafe doesn't want any of that, and he tried to gag him, and he said, like, what's the meaning behind it? It's like, why am I here? And then he said, I had to do what I had to do, and he started screaming. He said, there's no need, because the tunnels are soundproof, as you know. Before EJ came down, there was a phone call coming in from Jada, and Rafe was able to manage to get to the call, and all he could manage to do, because at this point he was gagged, so he was just muffling, and that's all Jada could hear until it hanged up. So at this point, EJ got hold of the phone and turned it off, so Jada could not get through to him again. And Rafe was like, after he ungagged him, he was like, what's the meaning of this? So he said, like, I had no choice about this. Arnold came to town out of the blue, and he told you everything that I did to end up to result in him leaving the country and not facing any charges, and you just happened to come in trespassing into my home, and that's how you ended up here. So now I need to ensure that Arnold is out of town and all of that, like he's taken care of. So he said that listen, like, you know who my fiance is. She's commissioner. Once she hears about this, you'll be in trouble. So he tells her about the whole thing of Jada's involvement in him getting let go of DA, and he tells him about Arnold kissing Jada on New Year's Day and bringing in the New Year together. He said he had to have Arnold pay the part, but it didn't go further than that. And now he told Jada that Rafe is supposed to be on this case of Black Patch, and Rafe said, Steve will find out about this, like, you're not going to get away with this. And he was trying to plead with him to say, let's work together, let's get Arnold out the way, I won't tell nobody what's happening. So he said, even though I might trust you, I may not trust Arnold, so I don't know how this is going to work. So at this point, Jada is worried about Rafe because she didn't really hear much. And then when she tried to get through to him another voicemail, that's the time Javi comes in and checks in with her, and she tells him everything, that he's out of town for a case, and she's a little bit worried. So he said, don't worry about it. Rafe is gonna be cool and all that. So they talk about the wedding plans and when it's gonna be, and she tells him that it's gonna be on his birthday. So he is, deciding to take over to plan out this wedding and all that, since she's wearing his late mother's ring and all that. He wants to be in charge and all of that, right? Then they talk about his personal life, and he feels as if Carrie's not the one. He doesn't feel the chemistry. So they talk about Leo, and he said, we're not getting back together, and even though there was a spark, that's all down the drain since he yada did something to accuse me of running the gossip column, which I didn't, and all that. So I'm just really tired of Harvey moaning and complaining about this whole lady whistleblower thing, and how Leo this and Leo that, and I don't feel like Leo should really grumble. So Belle tells her mom, who just came in from a workout, that she's now the new DA, and she was just talking to EJ and how EJ feels bitter and just upset that he lost his job to her and all that. So Marlon is happy for her that she is gonna be the new DA, that somebody respectable enough integrity is gonna be in charge, and that she'll be sticking around in town longer. So she asked her how this will affect her and EJ going forward, and she said that EJ is definitely licking his wounds now, but I can handle EJ. And given our history, I know that things would have been uncomfortable if I was really working alongside him. And then she speak of Sean, and she said, we talked it out and we are good to go. We're good to go and work professionally and all that, so it's all good. So then Sean comes at the door, right? So Sean came over to congratulate Belle on her new job position and gave her some new case files to look into or re-look into, the ones that EJ really, decided not to prosecute, right? So then he's looking forward to working with her, and he said that he didn't want to really intrude on their time. And Madonna says that, listen, you'll always be welcome, you'll always be family and all that. So he appreciates that, and then he leaves, and that was really, their conversation. So Jada comes in to work, and she's still, thinking about Rafe and what's going on with him, and this weird text message that he's still out of town and that he will text her when he's available. So she just finds it odd. So that's when Sean comes in, and, he greets her, and she said, hey. So you can see that she's really distracted. So he said, everything okay? So she said, it's just the text message that Rafe sent her. And she's just worried because earlier she was trying to talk to him, and there was this, shuffling and all that, so she really couldn't hear him properly. So she thinks that something is wrong, giving her detective instincts. Something is really wrong with Rafe, right? So that was it, guys. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to my channel. Comment below your thoughts on today's episode. Do you think that Chanel and Johnny should really just call it the end of the day? I don't know. I think they can work on it. What do you think?